Hello dear students, welcome to Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting. Through this video, let us learn whether the old tax regime or the new tax regime, which is beneficial for the assessee. As per the Budget 2020, which was introduced a new tax regime as per section 115 BAC, giving an option to individuals and Hindu undivided family taxpayers to pay income tax at a lower rate. The new tax system is applicable for income which is earning from 1st April 2020, which means the financial year 2020-21 onwards, which relates to the assessment year 2021 and 22. So first of all, let us see what is the tax rate applicable under these two systems, that is the old system as well as in the new system. In the existing old tax rate or slabs are up to 2.5 lakhs income, nil tax to be paid, and income above 2.5 but less than 5 lakhs, 5% is the rate, and income exceeds 5 lakhs but less than 10 lakhs, the tax rate is 20%. But income which exceeded 10 lakhs, the tax rate is 30%. This is the tax rate which exists as per the previous one. But as per the section 115 BAC, the new tax rate is up to 2.5 or 3 or 5 as the case may be for citizens at the age of less than 60, 60 to 80 or above 80 years is exempted. And income from 2.5 to 5 lakhs, it is same, that is 5%. Then income which is 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs, it is 10%. Income which is 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, it is 15%. Income which is more than 10 lakhs but less than 12.5 lakhs, it is 20%. Income which is more than 12.5 lakhs but less than 15 lakhs, it is 25%. If the income is more than 15 lakhs, then the rate is 30%. This is the new tax rate as per Budget 2020, and this is the old tax rate. Here, if the income is more than 10 lakhs, the tax rate is 30%. But here the 30% rate applicable only when the income is more than 15 lakhs. And here only 3 rates, that is 5, 20 and 30. But here there are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, then 30% rate of tax. Multiple tax rate is there in between 5 to 30. But here in between that only 20 is there. Now the question is, which one is ideal to the assessee? Dear friends, please remember that the optional taxing system is applicable only in the case of assessees who is individual or Hindu undivided family. Now, there are two types. Taxpayers, that is individual or Hindu undivided family, having no business income, which means salaried employees and pensioners can choose the new tax regime at the beginning of the financial year 2020-21 and intimate the employer. So they have to intimate the employer. They cannot change the choice anytime during the financial year. They have to intimate the employer which method they are going to use, and they cannot change the method in between. So they have to inform the employer that which method that they are going to follow, and in between the financial year they cannot change it. However, they can change the method of calculation of tax liability at the time of filing of the return. They can change, they cannot change during the previous year, but can be changed at the time of filing return. So here the due date for filing return is 31st July 2021. If the employee has not selected the new tax regime, then the employer will deduct TDS as per the existing, that is the old system. He will deduct TDS as per the old system, and option can be changed every year by the taxpayer provided they do not have income taxable under the head profits and gains of business or profession. This taxpayer can change the method every financial year, provided he should not have income under the head profits and gains of business or profession. This is the condition for a taxpayer who is an individual or a Hindu undivided family not having business income. But suppose the assessee having business income, then what will be the condition? Let us see. Suppose a non-salaried taxpayer having the business income has to choose a system between the old and new regime. They need not declare or intimate that choice to anyone at the time during the previous year. However, a person having income taxable under the head profits and gains of business or profession cannot opt in and out. Under this situation, this taxpayer cannot opt in and opt out. This is not possible in the case of a person, an assessee who is having business income. Once they have opted in for the new tax system, they have to stick on here for the subsequent previous years. This is the condition. Suppose a person, an assessee, individual or Hindu undivided family is opting for the optional taxing system, the new regime, having the business income. He is having the business income. Once he opted this new tax regime, then he has to follow it. But as far as concerned to the person, individual who is not having business income, he can easily switch over from the old to new. But here, the switching over from the new to old to new, that may not be work here. This is the prime condition. And very importantly, once we adopt the new tax regime, that is the tax rate spans from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30% rate, we will be sacrificing, we will be foregoing certain exemptions or certain deductions will be foregoing. For example, from the salary income, the deduction eligible or the exemption eligible as per section 10 subsection 5, the leave travel concession exemption cannot be exercised as per section 10.5 if you adopt the new tax system, that is the optional taxing system. Similarly, section 10.13a, that is house rent allowances deduction, that is also will not be possible. Similarly, allowances under section 10.14, other than for travelling and conveyance, daily allowance on tour, transfer under section 10.14 clause 1, transport allowance under section 10.14 clause 2 cannot be adjusted. Section 10.17 has to be foregone. Standard deduction under section 16 rupees 50,000 has to be sacrificed. Similarly, as per section 17.2 clause 8, perquisite exemption on free food, non-alcoholic beverages through paid vouchers has to be sacrificed. These are the exemptions. These are the deductions has to be foregone if you switching over to the new tax regime, provided if you are a salaried employee. If you are a salaried person, then if you are having income from house property, you cannot claim deduction as per section 24b, which means interest on borrowed capital or interest on loan cannot be deducted. Now up to 2 lakh rupee you can deduct, that clause will not be applicable. Similarly, set off of house property loss with any other head of income cannot be adjusted. So this is the case for house property income. Similarly, profits and gains of business or profession. Section 35 AD, deduction from specified business cannot be adjusted. Similarly, section 32 subsection 1 clause 2a, that is for additional depreciation of 20% cannot be adjusted for plant and machinery. And so all these things have discussed very well and detailed in the previous videos. Kindly have a look there so that you will be understanding these sections, what I have said, section 35 AD, section 32 for additional depreciation, section 10.5, all that has discussed in the previous videos. Similarly, section 32 AD, that is for investment in new assets in notified backward area in the states of Telangana, Assam, Andhra Pradesh, etc. Section 33 AB, that is for the investment in tea development board or coffee development board or rubber development board, has to be foregone. Then 33 ABA, that is for the site restoration fund. Then section 35 subsection 1 clause 2 2A, payment to approved co-association towards scientific research. Then section 35 subsection 1 clause 3, donation towards the statistical research. Then section 35 2AA, that is payment to national laboratory, etc. Then section 35 CCC, that is for expenditure on agricultural extension project. So these are the permissible deductions, has to be foregone if you are adopting the new tax regime, provided if you have a business income. So all these points have extensively discussed in the previous video. Please have a look to the previous video that I have posted through this channel for understanding this computation of or the exemption or the deduction of business income, house property income, as well as the salary income. And the last point to be sacrificed is income from other sources. As per section 1032, exemption towards minus income, that we cannot claim. As per section 57, clause 2a, standard deduction in respect of family pension also cannot be claimed. Similarly, deduction under section 10AA, that also cannot be adjusted if you are adopting the new tax regime. But deduction as per section 80 JJAA, that is for the deduction in respect of employment of new employees with effect from the assessment year 2017-18, that can be claimed. And deduction under section 80 CCD, that is deduction in respect of certain income of the offshore banking or international financial service centers, they can claim deductions. So these deductions are allowed if you are adopting the new tax regime. And the brought forward loss or depreciation attributable to the above deduction and additional depreciation, that cannot be claimed. So these are the conditions. If you adopt the new tax regime, or if you are switching over to the new tax regime, that is the tax rates span from 5 to 30%, subdivided into different class of income instead of 5, 10, above 10. But here there are different classes, that is up to 5, 5 to 7.5, 7.5 to 10, 10 to 12.5, 12.5 to 15, then above 15. Such a kind of a categorization is there, that is 5% rate, 10% rate, 15% rate, 20% rate, 25% rate and 30% rate. This 30% rate is applicable only for income which is more than 15 lakhs. But remember, these deductions may not be possible to exercise. So I would suggest you, the taxpayers must make a comparison of the income tax liability under the new tax regime with the existing tax condition. And the option which is most beneficial to the assessee has to be selected. Generally, those who do not have any deduction to claim under these sections that we have mentioned, from salary income, house property income, business income, then other sources of income, then they can go for new tax regime. If they are having such a kind of deduction could be claimed, then it is ideal to stick on at the existing, that is the old tax regime. But before deciding, please have a comparison with these two through working out your income and the investment, and or I would say the deduction could be possible, keeping in mind that you will be investing with the maximum possible deduction as per the section that we have discussed. Then between these two, it would be suggested for taking a best option. Hope this concept is clear, whether we have to select the old tax regime or the new tax system. If this video is useful, kindly share it with your friends and others in your contact, and please leave your comment in the comment box. If you are watching my channel for the first time, kindly subscribe it. Thank you very much for watching Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting.